Ooh, can we get more in focus? Oh, that looks better. Should have did like manual focus, you know. All right, there's the video. All right, what's up, everybody? The Q&A is live, and first time using this thing. Pretty neat. I use that to go live. I'm going to be integrating some cool features with that Stream Deck thing. What's up, buddy? And yeah, first things first, I should tune this. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Not really, not too much. I thought, hey, let me cue up the video while I tune this, just in case anyone has anything to say. And I know I said I would start it at noon, but I wanted to see how the Stream Deck worked, and I got kind of carried away. My bad. So what I've been doing lately is, like for the last year or so, I've been like really involved in like looking at Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist for equipment and stuff, and that's where I found this Elgato. Found that Stream Deck for $80, pretty good price, if you ask me. But yeah, I'm really patient with my acquisitions because of that. Like, I don't get everything that I think is 100% necessary for the podcast. Like, well, I get everything that I think is 100% necessary, rather. But anything that's going to enhance it, I'm like, well, let me approach this way. If I can find it at a discount where I can flip it with relative ease on, like, eBay or something, then, you know, then I'll pick it up. So, there you go. That's why I got the Stream Deck. Also because I wanted it. So it's kind of a gloomy day here in Pennsylvania today, which is really cool for, and not cool, like, at the same time. Like, bus life, let's talk about that really quick. So, when it's, like, gloomy, it doesn't get that hot in here because the sun's not beating on the bus, so I can actually hang out in here for extended periods of time, and that's sick because this is my house. I should be comfortable in here. I'm looking into air conditioning situations still. There's one called the Dometic, like, Nomad cooler thing system or whatever. That John is mega expensive, and I could get it, but I'm kind of looking for, I want to get it when I really know that I'm going to need it and stuff, and I feel like I'm going to be moving into a situation here with the autumn months coming where I won't need air conditioning so much, so I may as well just prepare for what I might need in heating, because I do think I want to put in like a wood stove. There's schoolies out there that have done it. Paint the roof of the bus bright white to reflect the sun. Good idea. You know what's an interesting thing? Alright, so I'll talk about this really quick, briefly, while we're on the topic of temperature. So I have solar panels, 5 of them running the length of maybe like the first half of the bus. Not quite the first half, it's not half, it's like the first third of the bus, right? So an interesting thing about that, you would think black solar panels are going to absorb more heat and stuff, blah blah blah, but the front of the bus is cooler because I think there's like a layer of insulation between the panels and the bus's roof, so the heat doesn't transfer as much as you might think. Another reason for this might be because I sprayed insulation in every hole that I drilled to mount that stuff. That's kind of the way I've been going about insulating the bus, is I've been doing strategic hole drilling. So anytime I need to drill a hole, I actually just spray it with insulation for the sake of just getting more insulation in there. I have stock insulation from when the bus was first put together. That's like this like fiberglass kind of stuff. And anyway, the point of this is I didn't do any spraying in the back of the bus where I sleep. So when I wake up and it's mega hot, and I walk over here, I'm like, whoa, drastically different temperature, by like a few degrees. It's pretty crazy. What's your favorite Cambrian creature? Look. Anyone who doesn't say Anomalocaris is beta. Okay, let's get that out the way right now. All right, they're spaced out, right? There's an air gap. Asbestos. It's not asbestos. It's fiberglass. Maybe it is asbestos, but I don't think it is. Pretty sure it's. I'm pretty sure it's fiberglass. Damn. Anyway. How can you tell the difference? I didn't even think that. I don't know. Now you got. All right, we're gonna Google it, guys. Did they use asbestos as insulation? Oh, in mobile homes is a thing. In the 90s, I'm gonna put. Oh, there goes that light. I'm like using a little solar thing that I'm experimenting with, and it just died. But that's good to know that it lasts a few minutes. But I have another solution. Yo, it's so cool because like, well, I guess it's not that cool, but it's interesting. The solutions I have for some things, because a lot of the things that I use in the bus are powered via USB, and that means I can use a lot of these. I can use a lot of these battery banks and stuff as a solution for that. Huh. What an embarrassment. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it doesn't want to play nice with this right now. Oh, I think I see why. Okay, that's interesting. So the light that I have here, when I put it on the 1 amp interface, it's like a little USB light. I'm not going to blind you to show you because it'll be kind of pointless. I put it in the 2 amp interface on the thing, and it seemed to work just fine. Anyway, homes built before 1980 may contain asbestos. Yeah, I think the 80s is when that problem was. Yo, I'm not gonna research this on the air because like that's jacked up, right? Like I should do that later. But I'm curious. Maybe I'll drop it in the comments, or one of you guys can research it and let me know. It's a 1990 Bluebird GMC school bus. Let me know. What if you make a fan that's powered by pedals? Yo, I'm work out and cool the bus. Cause like, all right, here's why, right? Cause the whole thing is I don't want to sweat. Because when I sweat, like, you're uncomfortable. You ever sit in like a sweaty chair and like you have a hot laptop and you're just, it's uncomfortable, right? So that's why. But yeah, that could totally work. Getting like a way to circulate the air with like a pedal thing. I was actually thinking about doing that with like an alternator where I could, you know, like in the winter time, right? Like solar's not going to be as prominent, so maybe I can have like a bike in here so I can warm myself up and charge the batteries with that. So that's something I was thinking of. So cool pitch there. You'll tell the difference in a few years. Damn, dude, that's fucked up. Asbestos causes mesothelioma. I don't know if that's true, but that's scary. This guy's fucked up. Now you got me concerned. Anyway, what's your favorite guitar? Man, that's a tough call, man, because you would think that it's one that I own, right? My favorite guitar that I own is definitely the 7-string, the Kiesel right here. It's like hooked up to my bus chair, the driver's chair. It's like my backpack thing situation over there. That's probably my favorite one that I own. But my favorite one I've ever played, and I thought I was gonna get this out of ordering the Kiesel, right? I thought it was gonna like feel just right, but man, there's the Petrucci signature, like the Ernie Ball Music Man that he has. Whew, man, that guitar's nice. That guitar is very nice, and I think it's the nicest one I've ever played. So probably that one. I'm just grabbing my water really quick. All right, but guys, I'm the Bard. I gotta open the podcast with some, or not podcast, the Q&A with some music. Also, I'm running the show off of cellular, so if there's any weird grainy stuff, let me know, and hopefully we can address that. I'm recording it in the background, so there's a backup full definition recording if we need to re-upload it. Man, unprepared Brad is unprepared. Let's see, which song should I do? Starlink. Is Starlink even out yet? Is that even a thing yet? Like, you're not the first person to suggest that shit to me. Maybe Starlink. Depends how much it costs. Yeah. Alright. Man, I have like so many songs here. Alright, so I actually just learned this song. I'm gonna just maybe butcher it. I think you have to capo this actually. Alright, here we go. I hope you guys like Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. I knew this song back in college, and then I kind of like fell off. I don't know why. Like, yeah, maybe music. I know Nick's watching right there, so I know I got one musician here watching. For covers, maybe even originals too. Have you ever played a song like so many times that you just like get old of it, and you're like, I don't even want to ever play that again? And then like a couple years later, it comes back. That's kind of what happened with this song. Alright, but yeah, here we go. Hey girl, you know you drive me crazy. One look puts a rhythm in my head. Still will never understand why you hang around. I see what's going down. Cover up with makeup in the mirror. Tell yourself it's never gonna happen again. You cry alone and then he swears he loves you. Do you feel like a man when you push her around? Do you feel better now? She falls to the ground. Well, I'll tell you, my friend, one day this one's going to end as your lies crumble down. New life she has found. Pebble in the water makes a ripple effect. Every action in this world will bear a consequence. If you wait around forever, you will surely drown. I see what's going down. I see the way you're going. Say you're alright again. Say you're alright again. Heed my lecture. Do you feel like a man when you push her around? Do you feel better now? She falls to the ground. Well, I'll tell you, my friend, one day this world's going to end as your lies crumble down. New life she has found. Face down in the dirt, she said, this doesn't hurt, she said, I finally had enough. Face down in the dirt, she said, this doesn't hurt, she said, I finally had enough. One day she will tell you that she has had enough. It's coming around. around. Do you feel better now? As she falls to the ground. Well, I'll tell you, my friend, one day this one's going to end. As your eyes crumble down, new life she has found. Almost messed that up, Lamau. Hey, thank you, man. Thanks, Vedinian. Shout out to Vedinian, my original sponsor, the best sponsor there is. If you guys like creative writing, sci-fi, and all that good action stuff, check out the link in my description as well. My man's tuning in. For the Q&A, I don't usually throw the sponsor stuff up, but I guess I should. But yeah, Vedinian, episode number 8 or 13 of the podcast. Check it out, guys. Next time I see him in person, we will definitely be running another one as well. It's been too long. Love that ending. Thanks, dude. Gavster out there. Alright, guys, so let me, where's my phone? Oh, it's over here. I'm actually gonna not use my phone. Let's see. So I have like some topics of discussion I wanted to throw out there, some what's going on. Okay. Yeah. So, let me see here. So, yeah, okay, so I just, if you're following me on Instagram, I released a commercial that I made for Emerald City Invitational number 2. You should kind of recognize it if you heard me say that just now, because I said it all funny in that video. In that video, I mentioned I was going to be going south and west through the winter this year into next year. That's still kind of my plan, but it might be subject to change. A lot of, when you're a freelance film guy, you can occasionally run into these problems where people hire you and you can't say no because the opportunity is too good, right? And maybe you had a plan to do your own thing where you wouldn't necessarily be making the money, but you do still need money to fund these things, so it's hard to say no. As you might be able to understand where I'm coming from with this. So a lot of these gigs are coming up. I might be adjusting my sales a little bit with regards to that. If everything works out, I might just like take my bus to like a depot, park it, fly to the gig, do the gig, fly back, continue the journey. That's kind of where my head's at right now. We'll see what everything looks like from there. Anyway, next thing here. Next topic of discussion. And guys, if you have any questions, I have answers. Let me know. Q&A, all Q&A. Okay, so this is kind of like a thing. I was just thinking about this just because of what order do I want to do this in, actually. All right, I think if I go in a different order of these things, they'll segue better. So obviously there's a big fiasco going down in Afghanistan. If you've been watching the news, you know. If you haven't been watching the news, it's not good over there. To sum it up, Taliban's taking over Afghanistan, right? And United States is getting out. The president of Afghanistan got out, right? Kind of just said, fuck this, we're out. Because we don't want to get beheaded and dismembered. So anyway, a lot of U.S. troops are coming back. I want to have someone on that was deployed on my podcast. So if you guys know anybody, let them know. Like if they're comfortable discussing like their experience over there and like their take on the whole thing. I'd really like to discuss this with someone who has boots on the ground in that respect. So yeah. Anyone out there, like, literally just send this video, or even just, like, you know, DM me, have them DM me, or even just like comment a handle and I'll DM them or something. If you feel more comfortable kind of being more intimate, just DM me or go on my Discord server. That's a little bit more private than throwing a name out there on a YouTube comment section. But yeah, please let me know with that. So with that in mind, I've been bouncing around this concept in my mind, and it's kind of been a reflection of my practices over the span of the last 2 years. And that is being capable in a world of incompetence, right? What does that mean? From my perspective, and with my the way I've interpreted this and applied it to my life, is I've been taking measures to be competent in every facet that someone might need to be competent in any chaotic situation, let's say. So obviously, like, just got my purple belt in BJJ, so I would say I'm a not incompetent martial artist by this point. So I'm confident in any debacle that might happen in the street. Obviously, I also have firearms, and I've been taking firearm training classes, and like obviously I was in the military, so I've been keeping that axe sharp per se. Not saying that I'm expecting the world to collapse and end up in a situation where I'll need to use any of these skills in some kind of like post-apocalyptic warlord capacity, but I think it's the responsible thing to do to be capable of that, to protect the people you love. And that's kind of where I've been at with that. And aside from those things, right, like what else do I mean by that? So I've been kind of sharpening the axe of like the lizard brain, like with that, like, or like the monkey brain with the violence, but also like the finer things of being a human, right? So I've been writing some very meaningful music lately. If you guys are interested, I will drop, well, just check out the description of the video. There's links to shows I have coming up. One coming up on September 4th. It would mean a lot if you guys came out. It's going to be in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, at the Sound Bank. Great venue, great food, great drinks. My man Celso is the mixologist behind the drink menu there. Shout out to my man. And anyway, so I've been really focused on just writing some really cool stuff. There's one song that I wrote loosely inspired, not that loosely, honestly, it's very inspired by Jiu-Jitsu competition and competing and the stresses of competing in Jiu-Jitsu, and I will be debuting that song on the 4th, so I hope you guys can make it out. Any of you Jiu-Jitsu guys that are a fan of my music should enjoy that. Yeah. And anyway, so like to kind of further this along, obviously the bus, right? Like finer skills of knowing how to live in a convergent situation, like in a bus, right? Like it's not easy to live on the bus. I don't have a shower. I have to figure showers out. Sometimes it gets too hot to hang out in here, so I have to find activities outside till nighttime so I can afford to hang out in here without being like hot and like bothered. And that was a terrible joke. I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, essentially, is the philosophy, right? But yeah, so I have the bus, the solar, everything's good with that. And I'm also, what else is another thing? And just fitness in general. I've been like, my diet's been pretty tight. And just, well, actually, I did eat a tub of ice cream for the first time in a long time last night because it was so hot and I was stressed out. It was so hot yesterday, man. Pennsylvania weather kind of sucks. Like after I've been traveling, it's been summertime as I've been traveling in the northeastern states here. Pennsylvania weather sucks. Like New York's pretty tame. I was up there pretty long. New Jersey, pretty tame. Like I guess the ocean breeze helps. Yeah, man. PA, like inland PA, God, it's so humid here. Interesting stuff. Anyway, what do we got? More things. No worries on that. How has the driving been affecting your mental? Yo, great question from someone who is a practicing driver for their profession, right? So, dude, it sucks because I don't have air conditioning, right? But I don't like. I'll be real with you, right? Like, because the lack of air conditioning it's a test that I'm passing, right? Like, it's not wearing me to the point that like I can't handle my life anymore and it's stressing me out too much. It's just I have to load balance what I'm doing with my life in an interesting way, and I kind of it's like maybe it's like a masochistic thing, but I enjoy the dance of like avoiding that torturous heat, you know, because you don't need air conditioning, right? Like like in the early 1900s, there wasn't fucking air conditioning, you know what I mean? You had to fucking ice chest, like you'd have to have ice from, like, you know what I mean? Like even the fridges weren't like a thing. So they figured it out. What I'm trying to say is methods that they used, you can use. So what I'll do when I'm driving, like I have fans, which is pretty sick, like that's awesome. When I'm driving, I have the windows open, headphones in to avoid the noise, because the bus is a noisy bitch, dude. The bus is very noisy when you're driving it. So I throw headphones in, and like this is an interesting thing, right? Because for the Jiu-Jitsu tournament that I did, the battle at the beach with Kevin from my gym, what we ended up doing was, I guess I was actually the only one that was weight cutting. So I was like, dude, we need to get out of here at this time because weigh-ins are at, you know, this time in New Jersey. So I was dehydrated and like hungry AF. So I wasn't eating and drinking that whole day, and weigh-ins were at 6 p.m. So like I went pee in the morning, and I like replaced what pee I peed out with water. Like I tried to keep like the ratio the same because I didn't want to not weigh in at the weight that I wanted to weigh in at, right? Weight cutting's a nightmare, and anyone out there that has done it knows. So the next thing that I did was yeah, so like I'm driving, not having water, it's pretty hot on the way there. We fucking saw an accident happen in front of us, like a car went into the tree line. It was insane. And the bus like managed to not get affected by that because we were a significant way behind still. Anyway, tangential. It was an interesting drive. What I was doing like I would get lightheaded a little bit, as you do when you get dehydrated, right? But it could be further negatively, like it could have a further negative impact on you if it's hot, right? If you're not cool, your body wants to sweat it out, right? Sweat more to produce the sweat so that air can cool your body, right? Because it's hot. So what I was doing when I was getting lightheaded, same strategy I've used in weight cuts before in the sauna, I actually had like a gallon of water. I was just dumping it on my head and letting it kind of wash over me, and then the fans would blow me down, right? So difficult thing to do, but because I had done that in the sauna to cut weight before, like I'll explain this one, right? See, when I was cutting weight for another tournament, I'd go in the sauna, sweat it out. When you get lightheaded, you have the gallon of water next to you, dump it on the head, and then you can hang out in the sauna longer to sweat more. Then, like when it gets too much, you can just leave the sauna. Air-conditioned LA Fitness to the rescue. You know what I mean? Yo, all right. So I have two. I'm gonna go in order of these comments here. It makes sense. It tests the ability of adapting. Not just the body and mind, but also for the concept of planning. Yeah, like even in the military, man. Like, I think that like I gotta like give the military a lot of credit for like my early intestinal fortitude. Cause man, like I was pretty. Yeah, I don't know. When you're a kid, you're pretty weak. You know what I mean? It's, you know, you're not virtuous in the. You're not virtuous in the sense of like you know what I mean. When you're a child, you don't have. It's not intuitive, or like it doesn't come naturally for you to be strong and adaptable. Like that's something you need to learn. But yeah, man, it was hot all like throughout when I was in the military. And you know what's another thing about the bus? I'll say this, man. Like, I felt like I needed a test in my life, man. Like the way to enlightenment, right? Like is not through following your bliss. It's through testing yourself. You need to know your mind and body intimately, more intimately than like anyone else, right? That's enlightenment, right? To know yourself, to know the world. So the bus is the vessel for that. It is challenging. Like, I need to maintain this thing. It's like a house that goes through earthquakes all the time. So, you know what I mean? Like, when I drive it, it's earthquakes. I've managed to make it work. I have to do maintenance on things all the time. Nothing has gone wrong. You know, it's an interesting thing I just found out, because I just upgraded this laptop's internal drives. I thought this had an SSD as its as the storage drive. It's got a hard disk drive in it, like a regular standard spinning drive, which is crazy that disk drive has not failed me yet. So I'm definitely going to be upgrading that drive soon. Anyway, yeah, right on the money with that, Vedinian. You got it, man. Careful when driving with the headphones. That was a potential to lead to dangerous situations. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? I have the headphones in and they're noise canceling, right? Like, it's a loud bus, but I can hear a lot of things. It's just like the fan's loud, the engine's loud, everything's loud. So I find the headphones to keep me from like. When you're left susceptible to a lot of noise, or me, maybe it's me, I don't know if it's everyone else. But when I'm in a loud environment for, like, let's say I'm driving for an hour and I don't have headphones in, if I'm driving for that hour and I'm left susceptible to just being berated with those loud noises, by the time I get where I'm going, I'm more irritable and just, like, more exhausted than I otherwise would have been, just because, like, it's like the noise is nagging you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it other than that. But yeah, definitely tell me about, like, some dangerous situations you've gotten into, and I will be weary of those in the future. So Avocado, my man, says, downsize the bus to something like Tom Green has. Not a bad suggestion, except I already have this bus. Like, I was kind of explaining this to someone else. They're like, you know, why not like an RV? Why not X, Y, and Z? And it's like, well, I already had the bus. I've had this bus for years. And yeah, that's why. Is it possible that I'll go into another vehicle? Like, yeah, like, it's totally possible. I think the next chapter of my life is going to be something more stable, though. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. But I need the quest that is the Bard's journey to have a finite ending where I have met success before I'm comfortable abandoning the project or giving it a finite finish to some degree. And the space is really nice. I don't know if I would like to be in something smaller. Just because, like, so obviously the bus isn't done, right? Like, anyone who's seen the inside of the bus, like, obviously I've done tours. I don't feel like carrying the camera around right now. And there are some things that aren't done yet, right? Like, I don't have a toilet in here and things. But and I'm still in the loose concept building phase where I'm like, this is how I want this stuff to look and function. The things that are done are done, right? Like, I have this closet, the solar, there's certain things in the skeleton of the bus that are finished, right? So I don't need to worry about those, but I don't want to put money in, like, the whole idea behind this being so easy to do and so possible for me, as someone who has pretty sporadic financial situation, is I'm spending no money, if possible, on anything that isn't going to be a permanent solution in here. Most of the things in here were free. This desk, even, that I'm, like, the cubicle desk, it's a cubicle desk I got on Craigslist. A lot of businesses were closing down. Someone was throwing away cubicle, like, desktops. And I was like, dude, I could use that. That's actually a really nice idea for what I'm trying to do. Obviously, like, yeah, and just other things, right? Like, even my bed. Like, the bed's not how I want it to be. Like, I have to strap that thing in and out if I want to fold it out and stuff. And it's not fleshed out 100% because that's not how I want it done. And what I do want done is going to cost money. And unfortunately, I've been so busy in the last few months and weeks that I actually haven't been able to build that much. I've been actually acquiring new things. I actually have some build updates. I'll have to show you guys in a video or something. I'm not prepared to do it with this right now though, so I can't. So we got some rain going on right now. Normally the other mics don't pick it up. I hope you guys aren't hearing too much rain sound. Whatever. If you're hearing rain, let me know and I'll fix it. But yeah, that was kind of tangential. What else do we got here? As long as you can hear the outside world, and if you're in certain states, it's fine. Here in Wisconsin and other states, it's illegal to wear headphones. That's crazy. That's weird. On top of that, not being able to hear tires screech, horns, sirens, people, animals might make all the difference, especially if headphones are noise canceling. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, man. Yeah, definitely let me know if you hear that rain. That's actually coming in pretty loudly. And like I said, normally I wouldn't be too concerned about it, but I have windows open actually, so I'm gonna close those quick. Yeah, it's crazy when it's a sunny day too, and then it rains, it cools the bus down like an insane amount. Anyway, the rain is audible, your voice is still louder. Cool. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, it seems like it's simmering down now. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so this is another thing. The rain is audible, your voice is still louder. Oh, I don't know why I read that twice. What was I gonna say? Oh my god. I have a solution for this. Fuck it, dude. If you can hear me fine, then that's cool. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Yeah, so I really prefer driving the bus at night for that reason. Two things, right? Like, I don't like people like driving. Like, I don't like driving near people. Man, that is coming in loud, I can tell. Very, very loud rain right now. Hopefully, I wonder if I can shield it off with any good methods. Let's try this trick. Alright, hopefully that shields it a little bit. Yeah, so yeah, I don't like driving around people. Like, the more people that are on the road, the worse it is an experience to drive the bus. Like, a lot of people yield, which is cool, like, to the bus and stuff, because it's a large vehicle, and, like, obviously, like, my brakes don't work like yours. And when they do, like, shit, you know, earthquake situation. Shit moves. Then you have, yeah, just like, when you drive at night, it's just more peaceful. I don't know, man. It's just, you get better fuel economy too because it's open road. I don't know, if I can drive at night and like arrive at a place and then like the people I'm going to visit see me in the morning, like that's optimal. Long stretches at night for the win. You just gotta watch out for deer. There's less need to have like a sharp ear, you know? But that's all great advice, Vedinian. I will keep that in mind. Generally speaking, I feel like when I'm listening to the correct music and stuff, which I generally do, like when I'm driving, I tune in on different things than I normally would because it keeps me more situationally aware, if that makes sense. Like with my eyes, like I'm more engaged in the activity that is driving. So that's that huge digression. Has Gavin joined the Rangers apprenticeship? Dude, Gavin has read that first book not to completion, but he needs to. And he's in the comments here, so you guys need to negotiate that. He has the book. I don't know what happened to it. Gavin has a tendency to lose things. But yeah, great book. And then we have a question here. Is there any new stickers? There are. So, I got some special order stickers. If you want one of these, come to my show, because that's one of the reasons I got them. These are holographic. Woo! And then I have some white background Bard of all trades ones as well. Pretty neat. Thanks for the question. He gave the serious face. That's funny. Yeah, that book is amazing, man. That whole series. Highly recommend. Yo, this stream deck is neat. It's like, I don't know. Never mind. You've seen it. And if you haven't, there's better videos on it. Alright, well, you know what? The rain's getting crazy. And, you know what? What better way to end this? I mean, if there's any more questions, I'm going to play a song as my outro here. I'll address them at the very end. I'm pretty much done. It's about to be 40 minutes now. Have you thought about placement for consoles? Yo, I need to do that. But I want to have them in here in a way that I'm never going to be worried about how they are situated when I'm driving, if that makes sense. I have a solution. Like I said, I've been so busy that I haven't been able to engage that dilemma that is hooking my consoles up in the bus. Because first and foremost, anything that can be locked up in here that's of value, I do. And I think I've gone over that multiple different times and ways. Theft is like one of the forefront things. Like, that's the greatest threat to my life on the bus, right? I park in the wrong hood, and then I get broken into, and my shit gets ransacked. So that's the last thing I want, is my things to be stolen. So I'm gonna just turn this so people can see the guitar. So it's raining. I'm gonna play one of my original songs, Rain Keeps Dripping, for you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a great day yourselves and you enjoy the rest of your day. I see a couple comments still coming in. I will address those after the song. Here we go. Come to this crisis in government, no answers for the curious. What they seek is in no text, but the rain keeps dripping, and our souls as one. Question all you've done for this. Answers are curious. The outliers are relentless. The gurus are immortalized. The end is near, you realize that the rain keeps dripping, and our souls come alive as one. The rain keeps dripping, and our souls come souls come alive as one. The rain keeps dripping, dripping, and our souls come alive as one. The rain keeps dripping, and our souls come alive as one. The rain keeps dripping. Souls come alive as one. The rain keeps dripping, and our souls come alive as one. And then if thunder hit right now, it would be perfect. No, okay. Oh man, kind of messed the ending up there with the harmonics. I like hit like the wrong string. You know what I mean? You were there. Anyway, we got a couple more questions. Haven't considered theft. Good call. Like, it's hard to get into the bus, right? Like, literally you need to go, like, how I lock it up is through the back. And then, but I don't know, man. Like, a skinny dude, a skinny crackhead dude could probably break a window and get in and crawl in, you know what I mean? So I'm worried about that. Or I'm aware of that. I'm not worried about it. I do tend to put the bus in places where the likelihood of that is lower. But you never know. Anyway, okay, so if I lived my life from start to finish with no struggle and pure bliss, I would do that instantly. No thanks for the strife. Well, that's you, man. Due to the earthquaking, it makes sense. Haven't considered theft. Good call. Noise fatigue is real. I ride the motorcycle with earplugs on long trips. Yo, makes sense, man. Yeah, noise fatigue, I guess, is that a phenomenon? I don't know. I don't have names for a lot of the things I go through. I only just, like, in the last couple years realized that anxiety is real. So, yeah. Alright, so I drive an average of 6 hours a day across southeast Wisconsin. Agreed with noise fatigue, just got to be careful with drowning out all sound completely. Also, laws of the state you're in matter, for sure. Thank you for the compliment. What if my stream was 11 minutes delayed? Well, I am on my cell phone as the source of my internet for this stream, so maybe that's causing mega latency that otherwise wouldn't be there. Vision fatigue is also real. That's what gets me the most. Visual sensory overload is intense. Interesting. Like, what is it that's overloading your vision? Like when I think of that, like, I don't know why, but I think like when you wrote it, I just thought of this thing where like this autistic kid was like seeing too many colors and it fucked with him. I saw in like a video or something. So is it something similar to that? Like too many colors? Too much light? Like different light shit? Sunlight. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Just sunlight beaming you in the face. Sunglasses, bro. Take care of your eyes, guys. I have like really good vision. And those monkeys sound crazy. Monkeys. But yeah. Yeah, man. Yo, Avocado, the sentiments you have on the bliss thing are like they're nagging at my mind. I think I'm gonna hash over that in my mind and think about it. Mental illness doesn't show until 20s, so not knowing about anxiety makes sense. Especially in winter, the amount of light reflecting off white sound. Yo, for sure, on the snow blind, that is a real thing for sure. Yo, thank you guys for tuning in, man. This was a lot more fun that now that I'm like engaged with people. Not always the case. So that's cool. Another thing I'll say really quick. It seems like people tune in more when I do this stuff earlier. So maybe no more like midnight Q&A with the Bard. People have fucking jobs, Brad. Jesus Christ. Alright. Peace out, guys. Love you. And make sure every day you're making the world a better place for someone that matters.